So that was from yesterday in the morning on Halloween. We got a little snow. We got about, maybe 2 to 3 inches. And it kind of caught me off guard. I was not expecting and not really prepared for snow. And now, back here in the woodyard, things are a little bit, well, a little bit of a mess, even more so than the mess I had before the snow. So my piles that I was gonna stack away, covered with snow. The other pile back there, covered with snow. And this is, I guess, well, you know, yesterday I couldn't get anything done because it was Halloween. And on Halloween, we go out trick-or-treating. So today, my plan was to come back here and start organizing, separating some of this wood out, getting it stacked away, getting it picked up. But everything is covered in snow, and it's just a bit of a mess. And so my plan now is I am just gonna wait, because tomorrow it's supposed to be 45, and then the next day, like 50. So today, there isn't much going on other than just waiting for this snow to melt away. But I do have an update to give you on the situation up in the woodshed with how long that initial pile of wood was gonna last. So I'm gonna take you up to the woodshed, show you what's left. I know everybody made their guess back on that video when I fired up the boiler. So we'll kind of give an update, and then those of you that kind of guessed, you know, into November, we'll see how close you're gonna be. So just to give a quick little update on like what's in this pile here. What I've been doing is I've been like pulling out all of the oak. So the oak, like this chunk right here, I'll pull a couple, 2, 3 pieces of it out, and then I'm just taking it right over here to my little shelter, and I'm just stacking it right in here. The other stuff I will take and stack over there, the smaller stuff, the stuff that's like split, well, like this piece right here. The only thing is, I do separate all of my oak. So these smaller split pieces of oak don't actually go in that shelter. They are gonna go in another spot. So I've kind of got a few things going on with all of this, this wood here. The maple and like the poplar, this stuff I'm actually going to resplit. I'm going to split that in half. In this pile, for instance, I'm going to end up with 3 different, I think 3 different categories of wood that I'm pulling out. I'm going to have stuff that's split small enough and is not oak, will go over there. Larger split pieces of oak, like this. The oak, the elm, and the mulberry will go over there. And then the maple and the poplar, aspen, whatever you want to call it, the stuff that's split larger, that will get separated out and resplit. Oh, and then any of the oak that is smaller split, I will also separate that out. Like I can see this piece right here. This piece is a good size for bundles and roadside stand, but that's oak. So I'm going to separate that oak into another pile. So there's a lot going on. And again, the nice thing is I'm not in a hurry and I don't need to get it done today. So we got a snow day, or a day after a snow day, and with the woodyard being a little crappy, covered in snow, and things being a little cold out here, I just decided I'm gonna wait and deal with it on another day. I am gonna procrastinate. But as far as what the boiler has been burning up until about end of last week, this past weekend, things really cooled off. And when things cool off, you end up burning more wood. So up until then, I wasn't burning that much. I mean, I was actually getting pretty efficient burns with the Woodmaster 4400. And now, like I said, things have cooled off. It's kind of cold, so I'm starting to use a little more wood. Each time I fill up, I'm having to put a few more pieces in. But let me show you what's left of this pile. If you guessed, you know, beginning of November, a date in November, it'll give you maybe a little better indication of if you're going to hit it, if you're going to be close or not. So here is the pile. We've got a little bit of that over there, and then it's still stacked up pretty good. But it's not as deep. So we only have from the wall out to about there. And if you remembered when we started, it was clear out to here. This was all filled in. So there you go. There is a little update on how much wood. It's probably hard to tell on camera, but it's right back to the wall almost, and it's not as high. It used to be up to the top of that stack. I'll just pull some of this down. There's a little better maybe indication of how much is left. Still a good amount in here. I am, like I said, I'm liking the fact that we started beginning of October, and here we are now going into November, and I still haven't had to bring any IBC totes of wood in. So there's what's left. Not as high, not as wide, not as deep, but still a good little amount of wood left in the woodshed. And we are at 171, so that's not going to be kicking on anytime soon. So it's a little bit of a lazy day here in the woodyard. You know, I think sometimes it's good to just have those days where, you know, maybe you don't feel like getting too much done, and then something like this happens where it snows, and you can kind of use that as your reasoning to just take a day, relax, recharge, come back at it the next day. I do actually have some stuff that I have to go do right now to prepare for some things that are happening this weekend, once again here in the woodyard. So it kind of worked out good to just come back here and kind of have like, geez, you know, this stuff like, yes, I would like to have this wood picked up and stacked away, but I don't need to have it done today. I can wait for another day. And like I said, I think sometimes it's just good to do that. Just give it a day, just wait. You don't need to get everything done right away. At least when you're a hobbyist, you don't need to. So this is the mother right here to that little guy, and I don't know if you could see, he's got little nubs on his head, but she is not afraid. There you go. I don't know if you can see his little nubs. Come here. Hey. Yeah, you need to grow some big horns.